from HauntedFlower.com and HauntedFlowerReviews.com, and I've got some new reviews for you today. We've got Freakonomics on DVD, Melancholia on DVD, Neverland on DVD, and The Three Musketeers on Blu-ray. I'm going to start with The Three Musketeers. I missed this title in theaters. It stars this kid, Logan Lerman. It has Milla Jovovich, crazy action star from Resident Evil. Logan is D'Artagnan, the very young D'Artagnan, who wants to join the Musketeers and mac on the chicks. And Orlando Bloom is a bad duke, and Christoph Waltz is a bad, church guy. And then you've got the Three Musketeers, Athos, Aramis, and Porthos, who are played by Matthew Macfayden, Luke Evans, and Ray Stevenson. This movie has a lot of action and a lot of costumes. Mostly a lot of costumes, particularly worn by Miss Jovovich here. She plays a crazy double agent action chick who likes to do flips through, in our time it would be like laser areas, but there it's, not lasers. The Three Musketeers are like, yay for France, and other people are like, boo France. And so there's going to be fighting and flying ships that are supposed to be like, the Zeppelins of their time, and people who are jealous of the flying ships, and a little prince who's kind of a pansy. It's alright. This will keep you busy for an afternoon. They have Access, Three Musketeers, which is one of those features where you can watch the movie and then watch the features while you're watching the movie. Costumes and action and settings and why they design things certain ways, if you care. There is audio commentary with the filmmakers and deleted scenes with filmmaker commentary. Honestly, there's a long list of deleted scenes. They are mostly extended scenes. Take it or leave it on that one. The next one is Neverland. This is interesting. This is an original sci-fi movie that explores the story of before Peter became Pan and before Jimmy became Hook and all that. It comes with some postcards and a DVD disc. It is a two-part film. Comes in around little less than 3 hours. It has a nice little fold-out thing here. What's cool about this is that it looks pretty darn beautiful when they go to Neverland. And the bad thing is that it's so obviously green screen. The whole damn thing is green screen. They are hardly ever anywhere real. Ever. I mean, the pirate ship is real. The scenes in London are real sets. Everything else, flippin' green screen. And it's obvious. It's the Syfy Channel. They are experts at crazy green screen everything. Doesn't stop it from being a pretty movie. It's still pretty. They set up an interesting backstory where basically in London, Jimmy Hook is the leader of a gang of urchins that are led by a boy named Peter, and those are the Lost Boys. It's very much like a similar story with a band of urchins who are pickpockets and whatnot. Which one could that be? End up getting magically transported to Neverland by smacking an orb with a sword. Yeah, that's what I said. They run into a pretty pirate, played by Friel here. Through her influence, he becomes a pirate, and Peter becomes Pan somehow in a really messed up kind of way. They find out they have this whole backstory between the two of them. Peter occasionally gets memory loss to make him act like an idiot, and apparently that's how he's going to be the carefree, innocent boy that we're used to seeing in Peter Pan. Points take this up very seriously, and then invents stupid reasons for why the characters would become who they are. Theories for why Neverland was created in the first place, in this amazing forest city, and this whole Iceland area. Bob Hoskins reappears as Smee for a very short period of time, and Kiera Knightley is voicing Tinkerbell, who very rarely gets to talk and looks like some sort of silver person with insect wings. Your special features are you get commentary with writer-director Nick Willing, the story behind the story, cast interviews. You get those interviews with the boy who plays Peter, the guy who plays Hook, you get Friel, and you get Bob Hoskins, who's a very short role in the film and is very strange in his interview. I wonder if he's been drinking during it. Okay, green screened a scene which shows how very boring it was to film people against a green screen. An art gallery, and then Neverland Access All Areas is a making of feature, which is about half an hour long and pretty good. This one is the film that really moved me this week, and that is Melancholia, filmed by Lars Von Trier, and it stars Kirsten Dunst. And according to this, she won Best Actress at the National Society of Film Critics Awards, where this also got Best Film, and she also got a Best Actress Award at Cannes Film Festival. I never got to see it in theaters, but I was always super curious about it. And then hearing that Kiefer Sutherland was in the cast, whom I absolutely love because I'm a big Jack Bauer fan, and Alexander Skarsgård, who is my favorite vamp on True Blood. This is a story of a young woman, Justine, who is very much clinically depressed, cripplingly depressed. She's there on her wedding day. She's getting married to Alexander Skarsgård. She's trying so hard. She's super depressed. She really wants to make this an awesome day, but she's weighed down by things her family members say and just her own issues. The wedding just ends up going very badly. Her sister is super mad at her, played by Charlotte Gainsburg, and she basically takes care of her throughout the film. Kiefer Sutherland plays Charlotte Gainsburg, who plays Claire's husband. There's a planet hurtling towards the Earth. They're hoping it'll be a flyby, but more and more it seems like it might make impact with the Earth. And when the characters come to this realization, it changes all of them. It seems that Justine becomes more calm, more able to adapt with the situation since she has always prepared for the worst case scenario in her mind, and it is making Claire, her sister, kind of freak out and panic as most people would in this situation. Things that are amazing about this film for me are just how beautiful it is. I really love the effects, especially at the ending. Oh my gosh, that was just amazing. I loved the ending. The relationship between the sisters is so painful. So hard to judge a depressed person because they really can't see beyond about here. You know, they have so much in their own world that's all like messed up. It's really hard for them to see how they're affecting other people or snap out of it. Special features, you get About Melancholia, which is about the movie, the universe, the visual style, the visual effects, HD Net, a look at Melancholia. All these are pretty interesting. You get a lot of behind-the-scenes takes of why they did things a certain way, how the effects were done. You get to see some screen-by-screen things of how they decided to make things happen the way they did. And I really liked hearing them talk about their characters and the direction of the story, particularly from Lars Von Trier. And lastly, we have Freakonomics. Why? Well, the other ones came out on March 13th. This one, my husband and I decided we really wanted to check out, so we ordered it off of Amazon and watched it the other night. And Freakonomics, the movie, is pretty awesome. It's a collection of short documentaries that make you think about incentives and why things are the way they are. It's based on the best-selling book by Stephen Levitt and Stephen Dubner. Wow, two Stevens. And they examine human behavior, and they bring together a bunch of filmmakers to make these documentaries, one of which is Morgan Spurlock from Super Size Me, and also the makers of Jesus Camp, Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room, Why We Fight, and The King of Kong. What goes into choosing a name for your child and how it influences them in the future, and cheating, especially when it comes to sumo wrestling and what that does. And can there be an incentive that will make kids really want to work hard to get better grades? It'll just really leave you looking at the world in a different way than you did before, some things that you've taken for granted. For special features, you get additional interviews with those two guys, producer's commentary with Chris Romano, Dan O'Meara, and Chad Trutwine, and director's commentary and HD Net, a look at Freakonomics. If you have not checked this out, you should totally check this out. And of the March 13th releases, I recommend Melancholia the most. I really know it's not a film for everyone because I heard lots of other critics complaining about it up a storm, but I thought it was really amazing and I would highly recommend checking it out. Thank you for watching my review and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
If you like this review, go to my site at hauntedflowerreviews.com. I also have a podcast on iTunes. Please leave me ratings and comments. Also, we have a store, hauntedflower.com, where you can find the best online apparel and accessories from movies, TV shows, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower, and that's where we have all of our contests too, so you can win free stuff. Go to indiemojo.com if you live in Indianapolis, and you can find out how to go to free movies.